Successful drumming is completely different to anything else that you will find on the market. I didn't want to put out something that was exactly the same or something that had a bunch of, repeat material from other stuff that we've done or other stuff that someone else has done. I really wanted to create something new and create this actual system so that students could go through everything and actually give them a bunch of tools that they could use to literally take their drumming wherever they want to go. The biggest mistakes drummers make when learning drums or when purchasing a new drum lessons package or anything like that is they think that the act of them purchasing that package is going to somehow create the desired result. In reality, that's not the case. And I think everyone kind of knows that. When we say it, it sounds so simple, but they get such an emotional high just by taking the product or ordering the product online. When that product comes in and you realize, wow, you have like 2 or 3 years of hard work ahead of you, that's when you kind of get down on yourself. It's all about you actually, processing it and making the decision to actually do the work. I've done my part in presenting you with this information. Now you do your part and go through the information. We are at the forefront of this industry for a reason, because our students have success. And people who actually use our lessons have success. If that wasn't the case, then we wouldn't still be here. The results speak for themselves. I always say that, and our students are having results. And so I feel that I've earned those students' trust. And for the teachers that understand what the influence they actually have, I think it's an awesome kind of relationship you can build with these students.
Successful drumming. The quantified learning process.
During the whole planning process for successful drumming, I had to bring our team in multiple times just to kind of go over exactly what's happening and what this end result is going to look like. Because when everyone's on the same page, even months before we go into shoot, it kind of gives everyone a better idea or a better picture of the flow. And because this is so different than anything else we've ever done, it was more important than ever to kind of really show our team here exactly what has to be done.
Does a week sound like enough to do all that? I didn't really find it.
Let's see the schedule really.
I think the way that it's laid out is you've already thought about everything beforehand.
And so then they can then decide, okay, what shots do we need? What do we need over the shoulder, overhead, from the side? What type of shots do we need for the play-alongs? What type of shots do we need for the live band setup? And that all kind of happens in planning. So when we go into those situations, we know exactly what we need to do.
I feel completely unprepared still. Really? Yeah. And I've done more prep than any other product. But it's just because I want it to be perfect. I don't want to get into it and wonder.
When planning out the production, my main concern is, do I have people who understand what they're doing? And so I surround myself with people who understand what they're doing. And from there, we talk about, I talk to them about, camera quality, shot quality, lighting.
Yeah, I think it's really important to have meetings beforehand in the planning process of a product that's this large. There's so much to go over, so much to think about.
There's a few things that I'd like to get together before in pre-production. That is getting the book started, at least started if not finished. And just kind of get the feel of how the project is going to come together, whether that's graphics or the design of the book, and then I can take those design ideas and implement them into other things. But that's kind of where I sit for pre-production and what I need to do.
What I need to find out when we're all discussing things is I need to toss ideas for camera angles and stuff like that to Jared and to really get a good grasp on, is this going to work? Do you need a shoulder angle, for example? Is that too redundant? What are we going to do on the practice pad section? Do we need slow-mo? What do we need to do to set up our cameras in that respect and stuff? So I'm looking for all those kinds of things when planning and meeting.
Don't start drinking.
What do you mean? So, Jared, back to the old Rock Beach, now known as Blue Toad, Blue Frog. How's it feel?
Feels good. Today we are checking out the studio.
It was moderately difficult to sort out where we were going to shoot this project, only because we really wanted to shoot it in our own studio. We have all of our cameras fully rigged up, lighting, everything ready to go. All of our audio lines, everything is all set up, and we don't need to do anything. It's just go in and shoot. And unfortunately, the room, we just wanted a larger room, and we have our Drumeo studio lessons that take place every single day, and so we couldn't disrupt that schedule.
Location is huge. We actually went to the same studio we went to before. It used to be known as Rock Beach Recording. This time it's called Blue Frog. They've gotten a new owner. I think it's Blue Frog Studios. And so going there is great just because we knew exactly what we were going to get into. The room where the drums are in is just huge, and the drums are on a stage. And it allows us, because the room is so wide, it allows us to bring in our whole jib track, which is like 30 to 40 feet wide, and then we can get those, kind of smooth floating shots, which look great in the play-alongs and look great in a lot of the live band stuff as well.
Once we decided that we can't shoot this thing in-house, it was relatively easy to land on that studio because we're used to it and very comfortable with it. And it's got a very cool vibe and really good for the artist, really good for Jared to be in a comfortable place when having so much stress on shooting this whole project.
And so the room was very, very important for that. And just the whole building and the whole vibe in that area. It's right near the ocean, a lot of good restaurants. It's just a really, really cool place to hang out and to film a product like this. And not everyone realizes all the behind-the-scenes stuff that happens to create something like this. Like, everyone just sees the drum set and a nice clean stage, but behind that there's just thousands of cables that all do something. And that's the whole team just knows exactly what's going on, and they know exactly how to make the product look as best as possible.
We had to do a lot of work to, both take our gear out of our existing studio and to get set up in the Blue Frog studio. Starting with our room, we had to take all the cameras down, each 100-foot snake out through the walls, pack them all up. It's probably a 200-pound coil of snaking or a 300-pounder.
The workflow for the video side of it, of what we had to do, we needed to get the camera set up, get our monitoring system set up, get our capture system set up, get our lighting set up. So there's all these things that had to get set up, and just do one thing at a time and go through it like that, right?
For the audio side, there were some things that we had to work out, some troubleshooting issues, because the studio was kind of predominantly set up to be 24-track record. And so I kind of tore apart basically the control room. It was all worth it, and I can 100% guarantee that it did increase the quality, to the standard that we all wanted, that we were all looking for. There's a lot of ambition and a lot of excitement to get going, and once we started, it was just a really awesome feeling on day one.
Hey guys, what I wanted to do quickly is just kind of walk you through the studio and show you everything that goes on behind the scenes. You can see how we actually put this whole package together. All you've seen up to this point probably is me sitting behind the kit, or me in front of the kit, or me doing random things, but behind me there's like a whole team of awesome people. And so, let's kind of walk through this area first. This is what I get to look at all day. And so you'll see over there is my brother, Jamie. He's holding a ladder all by himself. Trent is sitting there doing nothing, as usual. No, he's actually my stand-in. Yeah, we kind of look alike, hey? The stunt double, exactly. Because we do a lot of stunts here. Okay, Trent, just move the seat back and sit down there and do a little talking portion for us.
Yeah?
Kyle has to get the light on this camera. Go ahead and tell me about the pieces of the drum set.
The pieces?
Yeah, teach them the pieces of the drum set.
Alright. Hello, viewers, and students. This wonderful piece right here is called the hi-hat.
So up there you see my drum set, and in front there's actually a stage. You might have seen that during some of the band stuff. And over there is a piano and stuff. But I'll take you to the kit in a little bit, but let's just continue going on through here. Okay, so this is where the guys will sit and actually kind of capture all the video while we're going. So I don't know, Kyle, you want to come back here? Maybe that'll work. You gotta have the fish crackers, right? You can see, here's where they're capturing some video, and so basically we record, we don't use like tapes anymore, we actually use cards, and those SD cards, SD cards, right? SD cards, shows what I know. SD cards are getting put on hard drives and stuff like that. Here's all of our angle previews. So you'll see teabag right there. Woo! You see, and there's my overhead cam, looks so good. And there's that front shot they're actually lighting for right now. This is a little contour camera here. I'll show you guys where it is later. And then this is the side angle. It's actually way up high. I can show you guys later, but maybe you can see that camera up there.
One of the biggest challenges this time was setting up that overhead camera, like just during the initial setup. It was kind of hard, it was kind of difficult place to get up there, and the old rickety ladder that felt like you're gonna fall down.
Oh, and this is the best ladder in the world. Everybody loves using this ladder. I'll just show you. Okay, hopefully I don't die. Cross your fingers. Look at this. This is like a death trap. Okay, these guys go all the way up there. Yeah, I'm only gonna go that high. I still gotta finish filming.
So how I kind of frame my shots is based on what the student would want to see. So it depends on really what Jared's playing, but if he's showing something about hi-hat technique or something, I'm gonna make sure that my shot has the hi-hat clearly in view. So, and that goes for all the cameras, other than foot cam obviously, but all the other cams, I'm gonna make sure that that's fairly clearly visible, depending on what he's teaching at the time.
So if I were to film, I would go like this, like Trent. Right? That's what you do? No, they do a good job. Yeah, but he has a nice little platform here, and he actually sleeps here as well. So he brings his blankets, and it's not too long, but we just say curl up. You know, you got to stay in your position. Yeah, storage, and then let's go over here. I'll show you guys the rest of the studio. This is the bathroom. This is where Kyle, the guy filming, he spends a lot of time in the bathroom. Okay, so nice little bathroom. Here is, this is funny. This is called the blue or green room. Okay, this is where I hang out like a diva. When I get really upset because I can't get a certain thing, I will hang out in here and eat and make myself green tea. That's been the drink of the shoot. But you see they got the nice colorful couches and the red chairs. Awesome, the red chairs give you good luck. Let's see what's in the fridge. What's in your refrigerator? Oh, lots of stuff. Now, I haven't been drinking any alcohol for this shoot. I have to admit that, but there's lots of water. There was water, we're getting to the end of it now. And Havarti cheese. Hey, Kyle? In the freezer, what do we got? Ice. Yummy. Then we have peanut butter. Okay, this is like a commercial for Kraft. Kyle eats this by the spoonful. Everyone actually does. And then lots of drinks and stuff. Look at all this. Water. Drink lots of water. Okay. All right, kids, drink lots of water. Don't drink alcohol. All right, let's move over here. I'll take you to Victor's cave, I call it. And I don't even know if Victor's in here. Victor! Ah! So this is Victor, Victor's cave. He thinks he's really funny. That's the funny part about Victor. Victor's last name is Guidera. His real name is Victor Guidera, but we call him Vic Spence's Goldera because he always likes to purchase things like gold earrings, gold chains. He's actually Mr. T's cousin, but they don't speak anymore, and it's been a while since they haven't spoken. So Victor gets to work on this lovely board with these lovely screens, and you can see the drum set through there. And this is, again, all the angles, so Victor also has a feed of that, so he can see everything's going on. And yeah, he's got lots of stuff in here that I don't know what any of it does. It just makes sound.
As an engineer, it is just absolutely amazing working in a different environment, a different studio, different control room, different live room, because it's just different. And you know, a lot of technicalities about engineering and recording is that it might not necessarily be better, it's just different.
Cool, and that's this room. You can show them all the rack gear here. This is something that I don't really care for, but apparently it's expensive and it makes things sound good.
You know, working with all this really nice gear, we don't necessarily have a lot of recording goodies at our home studio here. So it's definitely a treat having a nice big room, whatever kind of array of microphones we want, however many input strips I want to use.
And then Victor's got his room mic. So part of what you're hearing in the drum sound, if you're wondering like how the drums sound so good, you notice there's, how many channels? 18 on the drums. So normally if you go play a gig, they might give you like 6 channels or something. So we times that by 3. And these mics coming through, which kind of just give it the whole room sound. And I think he mixes a little bit of that in, and it just gives it a really, really cool and big drum sound.
I think that one of the largest contributing factors to the full integrity of this drum mix is the room and how that sounds, you know, coming through all of the microphones. Obviously the room mics in particular, we had 2 stereo room mics at the back, as well as 1 room mono in, I call it the secret weapon. There's a little entry room into the studio. It's a little tile and concrete room, and we close the door in there and put a really expensive mono mic in there and just slam the crap out of it in a compressor. And it just creates such a pleasing full drum sound that that we don't have that kind of accommodation in our studio at this point.
All right, so let's show you guys my drum set, okay? Let's go on stage. Oh, first I'll show you my dressing room. Okay, this is my dressing room area. Here you see I got some makeup here just to make sure I don't shine too much for you guys. Here's my pants and stuff. I'm not too much of a private guy, so I normally just change right here. We don't have any girls on set, so, and the guys don't care. So, okay, let's move up here. I decided to use a 5-piece kit on this, so just a 10, 12, and a 16-inch toms. I had a 14-inch tom that I could have used, but I decided, you know, most people when they're learning drums or first starting out, or even if they've been playing for a while, most drummers, the most popular kit is a 5-piece. And so I wanted to do something that just related to the most amount of drummers. This is my drum set, the drum set of all drum sets. Okay, this is it. I had a blast playing this kit. So basically I have all signature Paiste cymbals, like a 16-inch signature full crash, 17-inch signature full crash, an 18-inch signature full crash over here. Then I have an 18-inch Swiss crash, which is actually, it's cracked already, and I continued to wail on it during the whole shoot. I have a ton of Paiste cymbals that are absolutely amazing, and I wanted to put as many of them on there as possible. And because I had the rack system set up, I was able to just, you know, kind of do my ultimate setup. A 19-inch Dark Energy crash, and this, love this, 18-inch thin China, 20 Masters custom, sorry. And then we have a Paiste signature 21-inch full ride. Great, great cymbal. Yeah, there I got to basically do exactly what I wanted with cymbal setup. And I actually had 3 splash cymbals, which I love splashes, but rarely get to use them. 3 splashes, all signature fulls, 8, 10, and 12. Okay, really fun to play with 3 splashes. And then this is a new set of hi-hats. Again, 20 Masters custom, 14-inch full hats. They're unbelievable, I love them. Okay, drum throne and hardware is all DW. And so this is an awesome throne because it's actually hydraulic. Let's see if I can make it go down. I'm not heavy enough. There we go. And then it comes back up. So it's all fully adjustable. DW airlift throne. We got a DW 9000 hi-hat stand. Just got that before this shoot. Awesome hi-hat stand, so responsive. Then I got the DW9000. I only use a single bass drum pedal on the whole product. I just didn't really want to get into any double bass stuff, and if people want to get into that, they can go ahead, and there's tons of lessons on that. And then my DW Mappa Burl Exotic drum set. Basically has a 10, 12, 16, 14-inch snare and 22-inch kick. 18 by 22-inch kick, 5.5 by 14-inch snare. If you want to get really technical, 8 by 10, 10 by 12, 14 by 16-inch floor tom. Okay, so that's the kit, and this is all kind of suspended off of this rack. So Kyle, just bring it around here, and let's just look at how the rack is set up there. Really, really cool. But yeah, spent a lot of time setting this up. Now, another thing I'll show you guys is we mic top and bottom of all the toms, just to get that really full sound. Victor likes to mic everything up. Also have 3 mics on the bass drum because 1 isn't enough. So you have 3, and also have the sub kick, which is pretty cool. A couple mics on the snare drum. Yeah, and over here, let's quickly show them this. We have, this is the little contour camera. So there's all wood chips over it right now because I was really bashing on my China. So there's all these wood chips. And this is the camera that picks up kind of the side view of the drum set. And then down here, we have a foot cam. And just turn the light on. You guys can see how that lights everything up there, eh? LED light. Pretty cool. And so that's kind of all the stuff we do to make this product and to get this product to come together. And today is actually a little bit of a smaller crew. Other days where there's like, you know, the full band is there and stuff like that, we have more people actually filming. We have obviously the full band, and so it's a real full house. But we wanted to film this for you, show you guys, you know, what it's like to be a part of one of these types of shoots, because it's an absolute blast. So I'm first going to introduce the Lockman system, which is a system designed to help you getting and playing your best with bass players.
I think you should, like, when you're saying it, you should project a little bit more.
All right.
I just looked at you.
Look at the
You're
camera.
only talking to it, right?
Yes.
So I don't even. I'm not looking anywhere.
3, 2.
Come on. You just. It's his fault. I was ready to go.
I'm just worried. Like, what if I do anything? Am I gonna make you laugh? And then I start laughing because of that.
All right, let's just go. Well, it's gonna be fun this weekend.
Yeah.
The Locked-In system is something I created to help you play your best when you're jamming out with a bass player.
What?
I can't do this. I can't work like this.
I'm just sitting here. I looked at you. You looked at me. I looked at you.
3, 2.
There's no reason.
I'll just lock it, and then you guys can start. Might be better.
The Locked-In. Oh, look.
What?
Right when you say 2, I say Steve like this.
You're gonna talk. I'm gonna look at you while you're talking.
Look at the camera. Okay, look at the camera. This isn't rocket science. Look there.
Oh my gosh.
That won't throw me off. The Lockman system is something I created that's going to help you play your best when you're jamming out with a bass player. Now, playing with a bass player is one of the most important things you're going to have to... Come on!
Oh, it's good, it's good. Now playing with the bass.
Now we're farther
I
into
don't like
it.
the intro.
I know. I crack a smile and I'm gone.
Now, playing with a bass player is one of the most important things you have to learn.
I didn't do anything.
Well, just sit still. Sir fidgets a lot.
The first time we hit record, I was just so excited to finally start this after so much pre-production and so much prep for everybody in the office. It was great to start finally and know that it's gonna be an awesome product. Knowing that when we first press record, it's like finally we're doing this. It was a good feeling.
Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Play-alongs are the most important part of the package because it puts all the hard work to use. And that's what playing drums is all about, is about actually playing music. It's not about you sitting by your practice pad doing finger control or practicing ghost notes or practicing note values. All those lessons are great, but they all lead up to us being able to be creative in a musical setting. The writing process for all the play-alongs in Successful Drumming were done by Brett Ziegler and myself. And so Brett Ziegler is the keyboard player. He basically came into our studio at Drumeo here, and I would give him a feel. Kind of, we talk about, rhythmically what we wanted as far as shots.
So do you know what I'm saying? Like hit the pad and the chord changes when I hit my cymbals, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
We talk about what we wanted as far as form, intro, verse, chorus, bridge, that sort of thing.
And then maybe a guitar solo over top of that, then like a breakdown chorus with kind of a piano solo, but more like, think of a singer breaking down the chorus. And then maybe the head out.
And then we kind of go from there. He would kind of work out the initial chord progression, and then we build off of that.
Yeah, I like where you're going with
Yeah, it's inspired, right?
Sometimes I'd give him melody ideas, and then he would kind of, make it way better because I'm not the greatest at articulating that all the time. So sometimes it was done that way. Other times it was that I had a really cool beat that I wanted to use, like for the Challenge Accepted song. That one, I gave him the groove. I said, I want to do something like this, and it's got to sound like, really fast and, high melody going with the right hand. It almost sounds like a video game. The different styles that are in there are basically styles that I like to play. It's not really any sort of rhyme or reason to anything necessarily. It's just a matter of, what do I like to play? What are my inspirations? And, then we kind of created something like that. So you'll hear the song with a halftime shuffle. And one of my inspirations is Jeff Porcaro from Toto and the song Rosanna. And so although the melody is nothing like the Rosanna song, the feel and that sort of vibe, you could really hear the influence there. And so that's kind of what I did. I just take all my influences and create music, as it's like a musical stew with all those influences in there. The most challenging part of creating all the play-along tracks for Successful Drumming was just basically being able to articulate what's in my head to Brett and to the other musicians.
Yes! Yeah. That's perfect, dude! That's nailed it! Brett, think like, this will make it into there. Think like classic worship music with like a big intro, same chords the whole way through, but has different melodies. And so we're gonna hit those melodies on the piano.
I think I'm already there.
Well, it's pretty awesome to have a studio. It's pretty awesome to have good people who know how to run the studio and people that understand what we're trying to do.
Kyle, get right in here. Right in. Just look at this guy. Doesn't he look like...
And so being able to get to work with a really good team, it makes everything much, much easier.
I keep coming late on that.
Why? That's why you didn't play very much there?
No, I kind of screwed up actually.
I didn't know what it was. One of those things.
But am I listening to your kick? Because the kick is okay. This is why I'm laughing so hard. Because we're going from this like ba ba da 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 da, and then this the most random kick you ever heard in your life, and you're like crying over here. It's so bad. I thought you had said that earlier.
It has made soul.
Okay.
This whole part is not making it into the behind the scenes.
This is the behind the scenes.
And so it wasn't ever a stressful situation where we were just like, grinding it out, trying to like finish a song or do anything like that. It was always very, very organic, and I think that's what I loved about it most, is just like everything came so naturally, and it's just so easy to create when you're in that type of situation.
That's where I feel for the intro.
I mean, that sort of feel. That was it.
The whole song. It's done. Pretty good.
Saving that, haven't you?
This is the only run that I got to practice this.
It's amazing what practice does, eh?
Like, I hope we're good, because it might be tricky to recall sounds for some of them, because...
Then we have to redo everything.
Start over. Yeah.
Brett, do you understand the
Yeah.
ramifications of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You do.
Yeah. Well, so, at some point you have to put yourself in the hands of the producers,
Right.
and just trust that they wouldn't have moved on if they didn't like...
Well, sometimes an artist can't get the take, so the producer just moves on, hoping to come back to it later. Because he realized he hired inept people.
As an engineer, being a part of the actual pre-production and writing the play-alongs for Successful Drumming right from day one with Brett, Steve, and Nate definitely was a very strong factor into getting the end take and getting the best result that we wanted from actually shooting the songs.
When it came to actually like do the performance and film them in the studio for Successful Drumming, I was really nervous, even though I've played them all like hundreds of times, just because I wanted them to be perfect, and I wanted everything for this package just to be absolutely perfect. But in the end, I think we got a really solid result, and I think they turned out awesome.
Other than the 50,000 airs.
That has some serious intensity to it, man.
I just kept going because...
Yeah. Yeah. I knew every single thing about the songs, and also what Jared's parts should be, what we wanted to do, what is good enough, and definitely, Jared had a very high standard of himself, and which I had a very high standard of him too, and because he's a great player, so. It's like recording an album, and although it's like going the next step with it, and then taking that album into a film shoot, and also having it be educational and then very cinematic, and get the shots very, very sharp and nice looking and stuff. So.
The production was just awesome. I think it was as relaxed as it could have been, considering how stressful it is to do these types of things. I rarely get stressed, but I got stressed about this just because I wanted it to be perfect, and I didn't want to miss anything.
Hi, I'm Jared Falk, and welcome to Successful Drumming. Now, I created this...
A lot of people don't know this, but when we film our packages, we do this in one big chunk of time. And so it was a 7-day session, and you go 7 days straight. Talking on camera and just being, especially in an instructional format, teaching something and making sure it's systematically and making sure it's correct, and just making sure everything makes sense is just really, really draining on the brain. Yeah, the shoots are long and it takes a lot out of you. But it's really, really rewarding when everything's done. And now that we can get it out to students and get it into the hands of people who are actually going to put the content to use is the most rewarding thing.
Oh, it's such a good feeling to be finally finished shooting the product. It's a big undertaking to shoot 10 DVDs worth of content, and I think we're going to end up with probably 20 to 25 hours of finished drum lesson material. It's exciting to be done, and it's even more exciting to go into edit, so I know what the product's going to be.
What excites me the most about this project is taking a printed DVD and just putting it in my home theater, and and just putting it on my big screen, just pounding it through and seeing the end result, and just sitting back and driving my family nuts, of course. That's going to be my most anticipated moment.
The thing that I was probably most looking forward to after production and coming into the edit was just the design of the whole pack. I love designing the splash screens and the kind of the whole feel of how the product's supposed to look, and I think it came together really well. This time we have a great kind of concept artist that does the basic idea, and then I take those ideas and run with them throughout the product, and I think it looks really good and it came together really nice.
Hi, I'm Jared Falk, and welcome to Successful Drumming.
I think the reaction from the release of Successful Drumming is going to be very positive. Jared has built a really good following, and built a very strong community, and a lot of people want to learn from him. And so I think that it's going to be overwhelmingly positive and get a very good response. And people are going to learn from this system. It's very systematic the way he's built it, and it's like nothing else that we've done in that sense, that he's thought totally outside of the box, from the content to the actual shooting of it to finalizing it and actually shipping the end result. So it's going to be a very positive response.
Successful drumming is taught in a way that I've never seen drumming taught before, and I've edited all of our other drumming instructional packs, so it's a different breed, how it was taught and how the product's actually coming together even now.
My favorite thing about teaching students to play drums is just being able to have an influence in their life and actually help them make life changes. Because a lot of people would say, they come to me and say, I don't have any rhythm, you could never teach me, and then you go and teach them and you show them that they can do it, anybody can do it, and then you literally change their life, because now they have like a newfound passion for the instrument and they're dedicating tons and tons of time to it. The biggest kind of reward for a teacher is being able to have those effects and have those influences on students. It's also a huge responsibility, but for the teachers that understand what influence they actually have, I think it's an awesome kind of relationship you can build with these students.